Hololive recently. I'm really enjoying Hololive. Hololive is a lot of fun. It's basically Pokemon, but they fixed it.
That's what I've heard too. I've heard Hololive was very enjoyable, like thoroughly enjoyable. Like I've wanted to pick it up too, but I was like, I don't know if I could go into another one.
It's legitimately not expensive to get into. Like if you have an Oshi that you like, pick up the trial deck, because the trial deck has some staples that you will want that are more expensive to get as their own pieces.
Yeah.
Single out and you can single out a deck, like, and most people are letting you proxy the Oshis right now because the Oshis are the only expensive part. You can build a deck minus an Oshi for easily $50 plus a trial deck.
Damn. Well, mine I don't think mine is out yet. Korone? I don't think she's in
Who's yours?
Korone.
Korone? No, but she will be coming.
Okay.
Yeah, she's coming out. She's
right.
happening. She is happening in the game at some point. So
are you gonna be doing like the Mori? Because they just announced the Mori English PR card for Halloween. Are you gonna be participating, trying to get that?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will be, because that looks really cute. The art was really nice.
Yeah, the art's very nice. I will give Hololive that. The art is very nice. Unfortunately, I did hitch my wagon on Godzilla.
Fair enough. I mean, like the people who, I don't know many people who play Godzilla, but the people who do play it tell me they like it. So
I like it. I do like it. I think it's fine. It's a fun game. All right. Well, you ready to start?
Yeah.
All right.
I am down for sure.
All right, let's do it. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Weiss Schwarz Community show. This is the show where we interview a fellow content creator in the Weiss Schwarz scene. My name is Lunchbox5930. I run Casually Weiss Schwarz. And here we have a special guest. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello. My name is Colton. I am part of the clock tower. Exactly what percentage depends on the week.
It's up to debate.
I've been well, I mean, like my Twitter bio says that I'm roughly 40%. And the reason I say that is because more than half of the work for the channel is Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon does more of the editing than I do. So that's part of the joke. And the other part is we do have a secret third member who isn't all that secret. Like Braden has been on the show multiple times. He's made his own. He's done a couple deck techs for us. Like, he's extremely talented. So it's nice to, have him on board and doing some more stuff with the channel as well. So that's good. I feel like about 40% is about right. It's about how much of the channel is truly mine.
So for the next one that we're going to do, I'll be doing this with Brandon, and we'll compare and contrast answers. Brandon
is far too humble for his own good. So he will probably not. He'll probably disagree with me, but I am correct.
Well, hopefully he'll be in chat, so if you say something, he'll be like, actually, that's wrong. That's not true.
Fair enough.
All right,
yeah,
so
he'll be around. I don't know if he's in the chat yet, but he'll be around.
Yeah. So thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. So we're gonna go right off the bat. I'm gonna try not to take too much of your time. But what got you into Weiss Schwarz?
Doing anything else tonight?
It's Mimi's time. It's time for bed. At least here in California, it's nap time for me.
I'm on the East Coast, and it's almost football season. I have to train my staying up late to watch the West Coast games muscle.
Ooh. Oh yeah, because we're like 3 hours ahead of you.
3 hours behind, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, how does that? So with that, since you're like so far into the future, usually the English streams and the Japanese streams usually run on. Yeah, they usually run on PST Western time. Do you even like bother watching them, or do you like, all right, I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up, get all the news then? Have you ever like watched them live?
I watch them live occasionally. It's usually a like if I happen to be awake kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like last time I watched the last one live because I was awake it was almost midnight, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just stay up and I'll watch this. It's only going to be 20 minutes, right? Because they actually do a good job of parsing down the English, what do they call them? They don't
announcements?
Call them content streams. Conferences? They call them conferences.
Yeah, conferences.
They've done a good job of parsing those down, so they're only like 20 minutes. Like, I don't have to stay up that late, so it's not so bad. Yeah, so like usually I don't really, because it's not like it's gonna change. And Brandon usually watches them, so usually I wake up in the morning and I look at my phone, and Brandon has sent me screenshots of all the things that got announced.
Yeah, the other 60% of the that's
exactly.
That's where the 60% comes in. I'm going to sleep. You do it all.
He works harder on this channel than I do, and I don't think it's close. So I am deeply appreciative of all the stuff that he does to make the channel function, because, Lord knows I would not be able to do this by myself. I would have quit years ago.
Oh yeah, I do. Like, my channel is just me.
Right.
Not to brag. I'm not bragging. I'm actually asking for help.
I don't know.
Anyone in chat, please.
Like, that sounds really, like, if you're gonna make a video like once a week or more frequently, I don't know how people can do that, like, as a hobby, right? Because, like, it's not your job. If it was your job, sure, like, that makes
understandable.
A lot more
Yeah.
sense. If I had all these other hours in the week to make videos, of course, and the videos would be a lot fancier and much more interesting, probably. But
yeah, I think you're giving me too much credit. Well, all right. Moving to the actual questions that we have. We have talked about this before in the past, but on record, we're getting the full Colton lore. Like, how did you get into Weiss Schwarz? Like, how did you hear about it? Because I always say that this game isn't someone's first game. They always play Pokemon, they always play Magic, they always play Yu-Gi-Oh, they always play something else before actually getting to this game. So, like, how did you hear about it? What got you into the game?
Pokemon was my first game. I was playing that in the local competitive scene, like just a handful of local shops in 2018. And I stumbled on a specific card. I stumbled on a Saber card, like, randomly. I don't remember where, but I saw it and I'm like, huh, there are Saber trading cards. And, like, I'm a huge Fate fan, right? Saber is my favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's really kind of cool. So I did a little bit of Googling, and I poked around, and I found a few of them. And at the time, I was pretty into Pokemon, and I didn't think there was anyone else who necessarily wanted to, like, play another card game with me, right? I had a little Pokemon group. We were playing regularly, but I didn't think anyone wanted to try to learn a second game. And so I bought one Saber card. I still have it. I'm trying to remember which one it is. It's a 2-1. It doesn't see play. I bought it for like $1 on eBay or Amazon or something. This was like before Weiss, I think. I don't even know if Weiss was on TCG Player at the time. But I bought it, and it went in I was playing Gardevoir Sylveon that season, and I just put it in my deck box as, like, a good luck charm. Because I thought it was cool. I thought it was really neat to have a little Saber card in my box. So that was just, it just went in the box and it stayed there. And then after tag teams happened, I got out of Pokemon. And a few months later, I actually reached out to Brandon and I was like, hey, so there's this anime card game.
Oh, that's how it always starts.
But if I play it, I'm going to be playing it by myself, and I'm not trying to play this game by myself. If I bought some cards, if I play this game, would you play with me? And I don't know if Brandon made, like, a great decision or a bad decision. I don't know how he feels about this decision in hindsight, but he said he would. So I picked up a Fate trial deck, and I don't even remember. He picked up some Sword Art stuff. I don't remember if that was the first thing he got, but yeah, so we started just playing, by ourselves, and then, we found out there was a local scene in Grand Rapids, which is about an hour from where I live. He said the Cardcaptor Sakura TD is what he picked up first. So
that was
2000.
Oh,
that's right, you did.
17?
So he pulled the SP, and so did I. I pulled the Reen SP. He pulled the Card Captor SP.
Damn.
Out of our first trial. Yeah.
Off Amazon.
Beginner's pull luck, like, I know statistically it's not a thing, but man, it feels like a thing.
Yeah, because I pulled my like Kosaki SP from Nisekoi.
Yeah. It feels like new players get the pulls, which honestly, like, if there's a way to rig it so that new players get the pulls,
that's the way to do it.
Brilliant on Bushiroad's part. But yeah, so we both got super lucky with the SPs, which is fun. But yeah, we started playing. We really liked it. We started going to locals, and then COVID happened, and then we didn't have anything else to do.
Oh, damn.
So, yeah.
So obviously, I'm assuming you like the game. I'm assuming you like it. Because what inspired you to start creating content about Weiss Schwarz? Well, like, what was the, like, did you have the idea? Did Brandon have the idea?
It was Brandon's idea, and it was because it was COVID and we didn't have anything else to do.
Hey, you know what?
Like, that's basically, we were bored. We were bored. We were at home, like, and we had no business making videos when we started. Like, we had only been playing for like 6 months, I think, when we started making videos.
No way.
If that, like, yeah, the channel is 5 years old as of, I think, April or May, and we started playing end of 2019. Like, we went to, I think, 1, maybe 2 locals, and then lockdown happened.
Oh.
Like, so we had been playing for like 6 months, and we started making videos, and the channel only took off because we started doing recaps of the Weiss Schwarz Invitational. I don't know if you remember that tournament.
I do remember that, yeah. I do remember that, yeah.
But yeah, we started doing like daily recaps of the games, and that got attention, and that was how we started to build an audience.
Mm-hmm.
We had no business making videos at the time, and we very nearly put our feet in our mouths multiple times, but we dodged like anything super stupid somehow, and like, we are still here after all this time, and obviously now we know a little bit more than we did back then, but we had no business starting the channel. That is not, our story is not necessarily one to be replicated.
I mean, I understand. I've said a bunch of stuff that's like, I don't know if that's true. Like, I have like so many bad takes. Like, I should make like a supercut of like every wrong thing that I've said. Like, I remember saying that when Quintessential Quintuplets was coming out, that Miku was gonna be like a top tier deck. No, not at all. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what my biggest whiff is, like my biggest prediction that was super wrong.
There's hours and hours and hours of Clock Tower content. I'm sure there's something there.
No, there are definitely bad takes in there. I think there was a moment in time when I wasn't sold, like early on, when I wasn't running Brainstormers very consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I was running other, like, mill, especially in Fate at the time, because Fate had a whole bunch of other effects that let you, like, go through 4 cards, add something. So I was doing a lot of
never ran
Brainstormers.
Wow.
In some sets back in, like, 2020, 2021 maybe. Yeah, that's probably my worst take. I think I might have. I was a lot more worried about Nikkei bar being an issue than it ended up being, and I still think it's extremely strong. I just think it needs to be solved. But like that one, I really thought that combo had game-ruining potential.
Yeah.
And it did not happen. It has not happened that way.
So surprisingly.
I like reading the combo. The combo is so strong. It's just setting it up.
Yeah.
And I have a bar deck. I have a shot bar deck, and I run it. And like when you pull off the combo, it's crazy. But you only pull off the combo 40-50% of the time. Brandon says yet in the chat, and he's right.
Yeah.
Like, I do think there's still a ton of untapped potential in Nikkei. I think it's super, like, the bar list specifically. But I think
absolutely.
a lot of people, standby salvage is just working. It's very, very good. Like, how much do you increase your ceiling by unlocking the bar top end? You know?
Yeah.
So
the most that I've seen, I've mainly been seeing standby door than bar. Like, a bar, like, for the Nikkei Meister Cup, there were maybe, like, 3 bar players out of 26. I was the only choice player, and everybody was just running standby door.
Yeah. Yeah. The bar is still my favorite to run in Nikkei, for sure. Like, it's definitely still my favorite. I think it's just so interesting. It's such a fun puzzle to try to solve. And I just like, I like big damage top ends as well.
Yeah.
I have a penchant for those.
I've been running choice.
Yeah, like
8 choice, and it's good. It's solid.
Yeah, there is an answer to bar. I still think bar is solvable. I think that it just needs more collective hours put into it to unlock it. But as of right now, I thought it was going to be the best deck in the format because I thought it was going to be solved. It has not been solved. And it may never be solved. It might not be solvable. Like, that's just the reality, is it might not be something that can achieve a level of consistency that will allow it to be as elite as it reads just as a top end.
Just wait till the Nikkei premium booster set. Just wait. It's coming. It's coming.
Dude, more Nikkei cards could actually be a real problem. But that's what I said about the first set, so we'll see.
Yeah, Lancer said solvable in set 2, yeah. And so, how do you describe your content creation process? Because it is a 2-person job or a 3-person job now. Like, how do y'all come up with your ideas? Because you do, especially like in the early stages of the channel. Now essentially, like, you have like the certain like mainstays of the channel, like 5 cards, 5 minutes, your deck profiles. Like, how do y'all like come up with, like, we're gonna talk about this set, we're gonna talk about these cards?
So in the early days, we had Clock Talk, which was like our tent pole, right? We had gameplay, and then we had a deck tech and gameplay for that deck tech. That was what we did. 4 videos in 2 weeks, and we just kept repeating that pattern. And like those early gameplay videos are like 2 hours long. They're so long. We changed a lot about that process over time. Like, for one thing, we stopped just recording our gameplay with live audio, and we instead sped up the gameplay and then started recording audio of us talking about the game over it, which obviously made those videos much more palatable. We also we went down to 1 gameplay at one point, but that's when we picked up 5 cards, 5 minutes as its own thing. A lot of what we're doing is we're trying to fill a niche, right? Like, where, like, is something not being done by somebody else? We're not trying to step on toes, right? But we're trying to do stuff that's useful. There wasn't an English specific, like, overview show. Nothing that recapped the news, nothing that recapped tournament results in particular for English.
Yeah.
Right? And that was like that was one thing, like, from the word go, we were an English channel. We were an English only channel. Nothing against the JP meta or anything like that, but there are plenty of other people who cover JP. It's a game we do not play.
Yeah.
I think is the biggest issue. We don't play JP. Our locals are English, our regionals are English, the tournaments that we're in are English, all the cards that we play are English. So it did not make sense for us to be a JP channel. It made no sense for
that
us
makes
to focus
sense.
on
Yeah.
JP. So that was how that started. And then over time, we just got busier. So we've had to condense what we do a bit. That's why, we used to do, we were doing 2 videos a week. We dropped a gameplay so that we did 5 cards, 5 minutes, right? We were like, what's a short form thing that is interesting and helpful that people will like? And that's why we did 5 cards, 5 minutes for so long, was because we could make that video in an hour, right? It took us 10, 15 minutes to record it. And then, like, making the visuals, you had a template. You just filled in the template.
Yeah.
And then you just put it all on the timeline, trimmed the audio, and you sent it out on its way. It was, like, an hour or 2 of labor. So we were able to get those out relatively quickly. But then eventually, even doing that on a regular basis got to the point where it's just like we don't have time. Like Brandon's got kids. I'm working more and more. Like it did, and especially after COVID, like after the as the pandemic wound down, it was like now we're getting back to like a much more normal schedule, and so that's why last summer we ended up dropping down to one video a week. We try to do like Clock Talk, Deck Tech, Clock Talk. We try to keep that pattern kind of going.
Yeah.
But even then, sometimes it's a short, right? And that's where Brandon has been doing Weiss 101, Weiss 102 as like bite-sized keyword and like community term videos.
Yeah. That I do like. That I really like.
If someone wants to know what a term means, like they hear a term and they don't know what it means, they can look up the corresponding short. Like if you're a new player and you're watching a deck tech and someone says Adachi, that aged me. People don't play Adachis anymore. But if someone says, Azusa,
Ricky,
or if someone says Musashi or Ricky, like you can just look it up and it'll tell you, it'll
this
give
is
you
what
an
it
idea
is.
of what it's doing.
Yeah,
I would say, like, to answer the question, how do you describe a content creation process / how do you come up with ideas? 98% of what we do is we're English focused and we're trying to make things that are helpful for people.
So
especially like intermediate players.
Yeah, so you did touch upon like a little bit of like the programs that like you use, like so what is your setup? Like what equipment do you use? Like your microphones, because you don't use cameras at all. So like what's your main programs? Like do you use Premiere? Do you use any audio like interface? Like any audio processing, post processing?
It's really straightforward. It's like I do all my work on a laptop. Brandon also operates off a laptop. When I make a video, it's record the audio into Audacity. I make the images in GIMP because it's 95% of Photoshop for free.
Yeah.
And then throw it all into Sony Vegas. Like the reason that we do like the slideshow kind of thing is just because it saves time.
Yeah.
If this could be my full-time job, then I would absolutely learn After Effects and do all this other kind of fancy stuff and make the videos look really, really nice. I don't have time.
Yeah.
Like this is a hobby and I want it to continue to be fun. So in order for that to be fun, we have to you have to set some kind of limitation on how much you're willing to put into something. It's the 90 10 50 50 principle. I don't know if you've ever heard of this.
I haven't. No.
50% of your time is going to be spent getting a project 90% of the way done. But then the other 50% is the final 10% of the actual job.
Oh my god.
Because it's all the fine detail stuff. It's all of the little stuff that maybe takes it to that next level, but is also extremely time consuming.
Yeah.
For me, I have to, when I'm making a video, with exceptions, there are exceptions where it's like I do try to go that extra mile, and I'm sure we'll talk about those. But when I'm making a video, like a Clock Talk specifically, right? Like Brandon handles our audio editing. So Brandon, I record it on Audacity, send it off to Brandon. Brandon handles the audio editing. He sends it back to me. I make the visuals, and I put it together in the timeline, make the final audio cut, right? But I have to, at some point, I have to put the mouse down, right? Because I could spend hours and hours editing out every breath, editing out every, little audio thing that I don't like, fixing every little thing I don't like. And I could do that for hours.
Yeah.
Or I can get a video out.
Yeah, like, I understand. Yeah. So what I use Adobe Premiere. I use Adobe Premiere, and there is they just rolled out a new feature, like I think like 5 months ago, like almost last year, that it automatically cuts out every single pause in your video or in your audio actually. And when they first introduced that, I was like, oh, there's no way this works, and it has cut down my editing by like at least 15 to 20 minutes. Because like if a video takes an hour, that 15 minutes is just like just me trying to get everything cut correctly, and that's just done. Like I just hit a button, wait a little bit, and it cuts everything up for me. It's very nice. So, but like I do get it, because occasionally, like before, I like sit there, it's like, oh, I smacked my lips, gotta cut that out. Oh, I went to, I gotta cut that out. I breathed a little too long here. I gotta cut that out. Like I totally understand it. So how long does a video usually take? Especially since like the labor split up between the both of y'all. Like how long does it take from like inception to release?
So Clock Talks are probably the best example of this. A Clock Talk usually goes out on Thursday or Friday, depending on the week. We try to record early in the week. We try to record usually like Monday, Tuesday. Like a normal Clock Talk is usually a 20 to 30 minute finished product. The recording process for that usually takes about an hour, just because we usually start with some, like, Brandon and I will talk about what it is we're about to talk about, and we'll kind of, try to cut the chaff a little bit so we know what the conversation is going to look like. And then we record. That usually takes about an hour. Sending it off to Brandon, like in my experience, editing audio takes about 2 to 3 times as long as the audio is. So like if I'm editing 1 hour of audio, it takes about 2 to 3 hours to edit the audio. It's easily the part of the process I hate the most, which is why I'm grateful that Brandon handles the audio editing for us. And then timelining, making the visuals and timelining it all, like it takes 2 to 3 hours probably to make all of the visuals and to get it all in the timeline and do that last final audio trim. So like between the two of us, I would say a typical like 20 to 30 minute Clock Talk probably takes about 5 to 6 hours of total labor, which isn't too bad. But, obviously, like when you're doing 2 videos a week, that really adds up. So that's why we went down to 1.
Yeah. Damn. So what do you enjoy the most about making content? And what do you find the hardest?
Hardest is audio. Oh. I hate it. I hate editing audio. Hate it with a passion. I do not like editing audio. I don't know how I keep ending up in these positions where I find myself editing audio. I do not enjoy it. What I like the most is making something that someone finds useful or interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Example, there's a video that I made a while back, the almost complete guide to Weiss Schwarz regionals. And it's basically like, how do you prepare for a regional, not in like the playing sense. What do you bring? What will the experience be like? Because I remember having these questions before my first regional and not really having a recourse to have an answer.
Yeah.
So I was like, I brought too much stuff with me. It was a pain hauling it all over the venue, right? I had, my sleeves past deck check, but what if they hadn't? What's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hadn't been to deck check. Like, I go top 8. It's like, I've never done top 8 before. Like, what happens, right? So that's the stuff that I think it's helpful for players to know walking into the venue. And also, like, Bushy Navi, like, some people have never done a deck log, right? If you've never done a deck log, if you've never gone to a tournament, now it's like, I've got to make my deck, and then I've got to connect my deck to my, like, tournament registration, and then, you know what I mean? It's like, it can be a little bit daunting. It can be like, there are enough variables here where I can mess this up. So, like, that video was intentionally made to be a step-by-step process. Here's how you make your deck. Here's how you register for an event. Here's how you connect that deck log to your registration. Here is the stuff that you should bring. Here's how the event will go. Like, going all through that. And I think people found that really useful. Judging by the number of likes it got. If people found it useful, right? So that's like, it's like when people take something that you've made and can use it in a way that helps them, I think that's my favorite part. And it's also fun when someone comes up to you and says, oh man, I watched that deck video that you made for whatever set it was, and I built that deck and I still love it. And it's like I like copied your list, you know, like that's also fun.
I was going to ask, like, you don't do video, you're mainly audio only. Has anybody, like, at locals or regionals, or maybe not your locals, you probably know about your hobbies, but at like a regional level, has anybody recognized your voice or
yes.
Brandon?
Yes, it happens semi-regularly. It happens.
What? No way.
Probably once per regional, someone will recognize my voice, or what ends up getting me oftentimes, actually. So I have these so I make my own going first, going second cards.
Yes.
And I have one for almost every one of my decks. It's a template that I made, and I make them myself. I just, I get the art and I make them and I print them, and it's whatever, right? I just like the way that they look. It's nice having going first, going second cards in every deck box, so that you never have to go fishing for them. It's just nice.
Yes.
But people will look at my going first, going second cards, and they'll go, "Oh, those are cool," but they can tell it's not an official Weiss product because they've never seen these before. They're like, "Did you make those?" I'm like, "Yes," and I'll tell them that I have a template that it's just free to download. It's for GIMP and it's for Photoshop. And anyone can download the template and make their own. I just put it out there into the world. And they're like, "Oh, sweet, where is it?" And I tell them it's on our website, clocktowerweiss.wordpress.com. And they're like, "Oh, you're the Clock Tower guys." that happens. That's what's been getting me, is like, yes. And they're like, "I knew I recognized your voice." It's like, yep, you got me.
Oh man.
Something happened at the most recent regionals that someone asked for a selfie.
No way!
Yes,
no
I'm
way.
here with I brought 2 friends to Chicago. I bring 2 friends to Chicago who have never been to an event before, right? It's their first event. I taught them how to play, and we're all excited. We're just playing the decks, and we're having a good time. We're like 0-3, right?
Yeah.
But we're having a great time. Right? It's a great experience. And then round 4, we sit across this group of guys from Minnesota, really nice folks, and one of them, like, I think it was the going first, going second cards that got me, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're the Clock Tower guys. After the game, do you mind if, like, we get a picture?" I'm like, no, I don't mind at all, but that's really funny.
Yeah. So I have multiple channels.
I am the microist of internet micro celebrities.
No, I got that topped. I was at Anime Expo, and I was at the Uma Musume cosplay meetup, and I was there filming my little vlog and stuff. And someone comes up to me.
Who were you dressed as?
I was just there to document. I was there with a friend of the channel, RDR.
You didn't dress up as Gold Chip?
I did not.
Disappointed.
No, there's a lot of people dressed as Gold Chip. If anything, I'll go as El Condor Pasa. But
I would imagine.
So someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, are you Lunchbox?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I love your vlogs." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And he's like, "Yeah, I saw your Uma Musume one." And I was like, "Oh, sick." And I was like, "Oh, do you want a Weiss Schwarz card?" And he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "There's no way this person recognizes me from the second channel, not the main Weiss channel." It was so strange. And then walking around Anime Expo, someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, are you casually Weiss Schwarz?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, let's take a picture. Can I take a picture?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And yeah, it's so fun. It's very fun. It's very fun. So you're mainly on YouTube. Is there any other platforms that you go on? Is it just mainly YouTube?
Like for Clock Tower stuff?
Yeah, for Clock Tower. Just YouTube?
Like we have a website. The website basically just links to our YouTube channel over and over again, and also like our Ko-Fi. If anybody wants to give us money, but that's like about it. It has the templates for the going first, going second cards are on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if anyone's like really interested in seeing what our website looks like, clocktowerweiss.wordpress.com.
Why only YouTube though?
That's what made the most sense, I think. I don't want to say people don't read blogs, like, because there are some excellent bloggers who cover this game. Like, there are plenty of websites that are extremely good. Like, I love Carmen's blog. Carmen's blog is so funny. I really enjoy when he posts. Zabaton, really insightful, really thoughtful. like obviously Weiss tea time is extremely important, but also like when she gets in her bag, right, and she's like Avis is very, very thoughtful. I really like the way she thinks about the game. So like there are really good bloggers out there. Like we could have done some blogging stuff, but YouTube just felt like the thing that made the most sense, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's about it. Like I've thought about writing things before, but it just felt like video just always made a little bit more sense for what we do.
Yeah. Now I could tell that word
because it's like conversational for one thing. Like we don't do a lot of like informational as much as we do conversational that is informational.
Like I could tell that you're definitely from like a different like era, because usually like when I ask people this questions, they usually talk about TikTok and shorts content, Instagram Reels. Not a blog. So that's interesting. I do like that. that. Is there any like thoughts of like posting on Instagram, or Brandon said because we're old?
No. Look, Brandon wants to post stuff on other platforms if he wants to do a Clock Tower TikTok or a Clock Tower Instagram. He's welcome to do that and post our stuff there. I don't care. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s.
Because you guys have your shorts. Maybe this is a question for Brandon. Brandon, would you move those to a TikTok or like an Instagram? All right, so that will give him a second to answer that question. So for you, Colton, what has been your favorite piece? Oh, what? Go ahead.
We could legitimately have TikTok that Brandon set up, and I would have no idea. There's a non-zero chance that Brandon has a TikTok and has been uploading our shorts to TikTok this whole time, and I have had no idea. All right. I don't think that's happening, but it would not stun me if that was the case.
Someone in chat, check for us. Check if the Clock Tower has a TikTok. So, what has been your favorite piece or style of content to create?
I can't lie. I have a baby, and my baby is the extra credit series, of which there's still only one episode. It's not episode 2, I promise. Episode 2 is going to happen. Brandon says he'd have to use TikTok in order to post it. Honestly, TikTok is... I don't want to say I'm too old for that, because I'm not old. But, man, TikTok has this frenetic energy that I do not want in my social media.
Yeah.
I watch 3-part Bobby Broccoli YouTube documentaries on like scientific fraud. Like that's my speed.
Yeah.
I'm a video essay enjoyer.
Yes.
These 60-second videos
short form isn't for you. Yeah, short form's not for you.
I'm not opposed to short form. They're definitely I do watch YouTube shorts, and it's mostly Giancarlo Ceresi. I can't even lie to you. It's mostly like stand-up. It is so funny. It is so funny.
No, I get it. My Instagram reels are all like stand-up comedians. Like I saw one from Patton Oswalt like today, and I was like, this is I created my FYP brick by brick.
Yeah, no, I get a lot of Taylor Tomlinson. She's good. I get a lot of I watch the whole thing of John Oliver almost every week, right?
Oh
tonight the whole thing that gets posted to YouTube. I watch that thing.
I watch that religiously too.
So like that doesn't end up in my. But yeah, I watch that pretty regularly.
So is there?
So my favorite, but to answer your actual.
Go ahead.
Sorry, continue.
No, I was just gonna go to the next question, but you have an answer.
Oh yeah. To answer the actual question that you asked, which is like what's like my favorite piece that I've made, it is Burn 5. That video means a lot to me. I worked very hard on it. I know I cribbed the style of 2 of my absolute favorite video makers. John Boyce from Secret Base does a lot of sports stuff. Love his style, love his storytelling acumen. He if you've seen like you've probably at some point watched some kind of like long form video essay that has like the Google Earth editing style where like they're kind of like moving around the Google Earth map.
Yeah.
That all comes from John Boyce. he was the progenitor of that style. He was the one who did it first.
Oh, okay.
And yes, watch Pretty Good. If you get nothing else out of this conversation, go look up Pretty Good. It's a YouTube series by John Boyce. He works for SB Nation / Secret Base. It's a lot of sports stuff. Don't worry about that. Do not let that turn you away from it. The storytelling acumen is so good. I learned a ton about how to tell a compelling story from John Boyce. I taught him in my English class to my college freshmen and sophomores when I was teaching. Like,
crazy.
He wrote a novel online that featured a whole bunch of like GIFs and moving images and like playing with the landscape of a web page that was about sentient space probes in the in the far future of 20,000 years from now, like 15,000 years from now.
Yeah,
it's incredible stuff. But like best storyteller alive, in my opinion, right now is John Boyce.
Damn.
Bois. If you get nothing else out of this conversation on my end, please.
I just show my kids. I show my students Super Simple Songs. They love that shit.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's my favorite. Like, I basically stole from John Boyce and Ristic Studies to make that Burn 5 video, and it's nowhere near as good as their stuff, but like I'm very proud of how that video turned out. I learned a ton about making videos. I learned how to use a little bit of Blender to make that video. Like,
oh wow.
It was arduous. It was a process, but I'm working on episode 2. I'm excited about what that looks like. Brandon actually came up with a really, really good topic, and it was immediately like, oh yeah, I want to make that video. So that one's in the works.
Damn. So is there any different style? Is there a different style of video or other format of media that you wanted to try out? Like, I know you do your deck profiles, your tutorials, gameplays. Have you thought of anything else that you're like, yeah, I want to try doing that?
The answer to that question a year ago would have been the extra credit format. That was the one where I really wanted to test my creative muscle and really like see what I could do. That's the answer, and it's still the answer because now I want to keep making those. It's all about having the time, honestly. Like, yeah, it's about having the time because those are long, 150 hour projects, right? Like, those take a long time. But I want to make more of those. That's what I want to push that. I want to push that because there aren't a lot of, other than Ristic Studies, there aren't a lot of people who are really like cracking open card games in like a literary sense. And like, I was an English major, right? Like, I care about how stories are told, and I care about the stories that are told in the games that we play. Yeah. And like, I'm a sports guy, right? So like, obviously sports, it's just storytelling with a ball, right? Like, that's what makes sports compelling, is that it's a live action story that everyone is watching, and it's a community that you're all watching this together, and you're all like aligned towards the same end. Like, that's the magic of sports. It's not the football, it's not the athletes. I mean, like, the athletic feats and all that, that's definitely part of it, but it is the narrative. And I think that card games have an inherent narrative to them, and I want to explore that more because I just think that that's so interesting. And Ristic Studies, that channel, really unlocked that for me in my brain, and I want to take that and I want to apply that to Weiss.
It sounds like you're gonna write a book. Are you working on a book?
I've tried to write a book. Nope. I've tried to write a book. It's not happening. I don't have the attention span, I think.
So from one author to another, I did write a Bang Dream Yuri fan fiction once for the channel. All right, moving on. So who inspired you to who inspired you to create content, like either in your personal life or like as a content through a content creator? Like, what's like the channel that you saw you're like, I want to do this? Like
in the Weiss space specifically, like
Weiss, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon, video games, doesn't matter.
So I'll answer. I'll start with the Weiss specifically. For Weiss specifically, I've always really liked what Pittsburgh does. Like, they were a lot of what we did in the early days, especially, and to some extent to this day, is like, it's a direct it's directly influenced by their style. I always really liked the stuff that they made, and I liked the way that they made it. I think like that in the white space, that's probably them, and also like 3-6 cancel. Like I've always loved his like conversational style, and obviously he's retired now, and I hope he's enjoying his retirement. But he definitely another early influence that I I was directly inspired by. And I think that like now I'm being inspired still by guys like Tress Collectibles, incredible channel, incredible channel.
Oh
They're
yeah,
making so many
absolutely.
good. Their videos are the top notch, top tier. Intelligent guys, great players. Like, so there are plenty of like there are lots of really good Weiss channels out there that are like a direct inspiration to what we're doing. As far as outside of Weiss, like I already talked about, like John Boyce, Risk Studies, Bobby Broccoli, I made a mention of him. In terms of like that's the stuff that I want to pursue. That's the stuff that I want to chase a little bit. Those are the people who make the stuff that I like, that I think about when I'm mowing the lawn. Like
Yeah.
like when you're alone with your thoughts, and it's just kind of you thinking about the kind of stuff you want to make. That's that style. In terms of other card game stuff, like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, like the first card game YouTube people that I really paid close attention to had to probably be Tolarian Community College.
Yeah, great,
And
great channel.
dude's good at what he does, man. Dude's good at what he does, and he seems like a good dude. Just puts his heart in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I really like, I'm a big fan of Shuffle Up and Play as an archetype. Like I think that show is really good. You bring on these interesting people, and then you have them play a format that is like not just like open commander gameplay, but like whatever interesting twist there is, it kind of forces those creative juices to get flowing, and it makes people, play something a little bit different. So I'm a fan of that. I like that kind of stuff.
Has creating content shaped your view of the game?
Creating videos has forced me to be a better player. Because if you are a bad player and you say dumb things on your videos, people let you know.
Damn, you just called me out.
People love to let you know that you're an idiot in your comments.
My chat tells me that all the time.
I don't like being called an idiot. I don't like being told that I'm wrong. So if I'm gonna say something, I really need to back that up. And it also, frankly, it forces me, like if I'm gonna make videos about competitive Weiss Schwarz and talk about the tournament scene, talk about what's good, what's not good, I gotta back that up by getting my own results. I gotta do well in tournaments. So like, if this is the angle I'm taking, right? Like our channel, the Clock Tower, is not meant to just be like a hangout talking about card games and just having a good time. Not to say that those aren't necessary and those aren't good. Those are good and those are necessary. We are trying to do something in a competitive space. So if we're going to do that, it forces me to get better at the game. And also, like, a huge part of this, like, no single person is more responsible for me being a competitive level player than Brandon. And I think, and Brandon and I've talked about this, I think that Brandon would turn around and reflexively say the same thing about me. Because we spend hours every week talking about this game, like, specifically because we are competitive, right? Like, but not only because we're competitive, but because we're making videos. So we have to talk about these things. Like, Brandon and I literally earlier today were basically doing like an internal tier list of talking about like what it is that we think is good and is not good post-ban. Not for content purposes, but because we're trying to play at a high level, but also indirectly because that's going to influence the conversations that we have on the channel. So like, for us being, again, competitively focused, right? because we're a competitively focused channel, we have to, if we're going to talk about it intelligently, we have to step up our game.
Yeah.
We have to play at a high level. We have to understand the game at a high level. And there are definitely plenty of players out there who are better than us. But I like to think that we are competitive players who know what we're talking about.
Yeah. It is nice that you two are also pushing each other to try to be like the best that you guys could be. Like no one ever was.
Oh yeah. Literally. Like, it is hard to go it alone.
Damn. So what role do you think that content creators play in shaping the TCG community?
There's a direct role and there's an indirect role. The direct role is someone makes a deck. The deck is good. Everyone plays the deck. Right? Like a very good like what happened with IMA.
Yeah.
Right? It took a person doing a video and IMA blows up and IMA now is banned because someone cracked IMA, someone solved IMA, and then they just showed it to the world, right? So that's like the direct route, right? Indirectly, I think it's the way that the people who make these videos and people who write these blogs and people who have these conversations in public talk about the game with each other that shapes the broader conversation, right? You don't have a whole lot of people saying that, for example, Azure Lane is like an A tier deck, right?
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons for that is not because Azure Lane is or isn't an A tier deck. That's not my argument. That's not the point. But we kind of keep our own takes in check a little bit if we're paying attention, right? Like if I think something is really, really good and everyone else around me says, I don't think this is that good, there's a reason that they're saying that, right? So we kind of, as our own kind of like, we are in conversation with each other, whether directly or indirectly, almost always indirectly, we are in conversation with one another. And because we're in conversation with one another, we eventually kind of present something of a consensus, right? Like we have disagreements for sure, but like broadly speaking, we are broadly speaking, we are kind of meta makers, right? People do listen to what we broadly have to say, even if they cross-reference like what other people are saying. There might be some level of difference, but there's usually a broad consensus about this is working, this isn't working, and also like the complaints about the game and the issues people have with the game are also like a lot of that comes from like people who are, you know, kind of at the forefront of the community who have the biggest platforms.
Yeah.
So I think that people listen. Like I think that people do listen to people who make videos and have platforms. I think that that's we listen to each other, and I think people listen to us. Like sometimes we have 1,600 subscribers, right? Like it's not like a massive number of subscribers, but it means that there are people out there 1,600 different times. Someone has clicked the button that says, "I want to hear what they have to say," and that's not, you know, that's not nothing. And you know, I think that when you have some people who have these large audiences, they can become kind of tastemakers in a way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
So not to overstate, I don't want to overstate, right? Like it's not like we're kingmakers, right? Like it's not like, you know, I said something is good, therefore the community thinks that something is good. People think for themselves, right? Plenty of people watch our videos and disagree with us on stuff, right? That happens regularly, and it should happen. But I do think that people do listen to us and take what we have to say very seriously.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that, do you have any advice for anyone that is looking to start their own Weiss Schwarz or like trading card game channel?
Wait more than 6 months before learning the rules before starting.
All right.
Or 6 months after. Like you should, yeah. I don't know. I think if I have advice, it would be don't just do what everyone else is doing. Like, I know that's really dumb sounding advice, but like find a niche. Find a thing that you want to see and you start making it. If you want that to if you want to do this. Like and the other thing is you have to just like it. You have to like the process. You have to like doing it. You have to like the labor. There are going to be parts of it you don't like, but you have to generically like the work of making a channel.
Yeah.
You have to like being on Discord calls with people and arguing about, mill versus discard, right? Like you have to you have to like those conversations. You have to like the editing process itself to a certain extent.
Yeah, so, I think the editing is like a major one that a lot of people don't really like realize how much goes into it.
It's fun to record. It's not fun to edit. By comparison.
That is, yeah. I 100% agree. So now for the more fun questions. What series would you like to come to Weiss Schwarz?
Out of stuff that's already in JP, I would really like Zombieland Saga. I love that show.
Damn, yeah. How that's not in English, I have no idea.
Like, I love it. It's one of my favorites. I would love to have that come to English. I don't care if it's competitive or not. I want it. Let's see. I also would enjoy some of the gachas that we haven't gotten. I would enjoy Uma Musume. I would enjoy Princess Connect.
Yes.
Princess Connect got canceled in English, and I'm still a little bit sad about it. So I would love to have like Princess Connect in English. That'd be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of stuff that like hasn't had a release at all, I'm actually really lucky because most of like my favorite stuff has gotten a Weiss release. Like once Dragon Maid happened, it was like that was kind of like that was the capstone. That was like all of the anime I really, really like have happened now.
There's nowhere else to go.
Like I don't watch a ton of anime anymore. So like I've got the shows that I like that I have liked for a long time, and like those haven't really changed a whole lot in recent years. Like, I mean, would I love another like He Said or something like that? Yeah, of course I would. Of course, like there's, more cards in the sets that I love. Of course, I would love to have that. But yeah, like in terms of like stuff I actually really really want, like Zombieland Saga is on the top of the list. I'm trying to think if there's anything that hasn't happened at all. Like, I mean, it'd be really fun to have, like, Cowboy Bebop, but that'll never happen. Yeah, like, I think... Yeah. Nanan Biyori.
Nanan Biyori? Oh my god, that's a deep cut.
You know what? Ooh, you know what would make a really good Weiss set? Princess Principal. Did you watch that show?
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, Princess Principal's so good. It's like it's a spy show. It's a like steampunk aesthetics with it's like a Cold War. It's very cool. It's very cool. I haven't watched that in a minute. I need to rewatch that. It's so good.
Earth said holy base Nanan Biyori enjoyer.
That'd be good. Oh, I would like Girls Last Tour. That was a great show.
Oh yeah.
Make a great one. Girls Last Tour is such a good show. Also, Fooly Cooly would make me happy.
Yeah. I'd play Fooly Cooly too.
This one's for Brandon. Brandon and I are in lockstep on this one. One of the most underrated shows that ever happened. Doga Kobo's Gabriel Dropout.
What the fuck is that?
No one watched it. It was so good. It's an angel who comes down to Earth to be a good angel and help the humans while she goes to school, and she gets addicted to gaming. The show is so good.
Gabriel drop. Everyone's saying
Gabriel
good show. So funny. All right, I'm looking this up.
No one, man. Not enough people not enough people talk about that. That is one of my favorites. Like, Gabriel Dropout's great. You've probably seen a couple of the characters. Like, there are a couple like reaction gifs that go around. So like you've seen a couple of the characters.
It's in the queue. It's in the queue now.
But yeah, no, it's great. It's great. But yeah, I guess I do have more things. Like, they'll never happen, right? These are like not a chance that these will ever come to actually come to Weiss.
Never say never.
I said never about Dragon Maiden. I got it. So maybe.
So what is your favorite deck? Your meta deck, non-meta deck, fun deck, pet deck, whatever you want to call it. Like, what is the deck that you're like, I built this. This is mine. I love this.
All right. So there are 3 answers to this question. And 2 of them everyone already knows. Everyone knows I'm the Dragon Maid guy. Like, 8-bar, I love it. The finisher's crazy. Fixing in the mid game is impossibly good. Like, it does so much. It's extremely underrated. I'm still playing it, and I'm still going X2 pretty much every time I take it to regionals. Like, it's such a good deck. Second is Haruhi. It was my first deck. I love it. It's still really funny to play the Mikaru that says your opponent can't play climaxes, and your opponent picks up the card, and they read it, and then they're like, what? And I can't like bomb this. I can't like get it off the. Nope, it doesn't matter. Like that effect is on you. So that's fun. But everyone knows those answers already if they've been paying attention to anything that I've made in the last 5 years. So I'm going to talk about a completely different list. I have a Konosuba list that I love dearly, and actually I mention it in the Burn 5 video. It is Stock Soul Split 3K. It plays a Stock Soul Union. Yeah, Stock Soul Union 2-1 combo that comes down early. It's an early play 2-1 that needs a full board. On reverse, top check 4, you sack the climax. Top check 4, sack the climax. Top check 4, add any characters you find there. You can also set a back row that gives you that you can tap there's a whiz that you can tap in the back row, pay 1, on reverse salvage. So you can fix your hand really nicely with that. Like, you top check 4, you add all those characters if they're in there, and then whatever you didn't get that you needed, you can get out of the waiting room.
Yeah.
It also runs the level 1 bomb that when it dies, mill 5. If a copy of the bomb is in the 5 you milled, the bomb jumps back into your hand. And the other back row piece, Komiko, that when you play it, it gets a marker. And then when you get a reverse, you can give something 1,000 power. The whiz, the one that enables the salvage, the pay 1 salvage, when one of your things dies, you can give 1,000 power, which means that your bombs are suddenly, because they're dying and killing, they're giving 2k to a different lane. So you can make Union gigantic, you get your reverse and all that, right? So, yeah. But that's not even the best part. That's just the plussing engine. Level 3 is the whiz. Very underrated combo. On play, top check. If it's a character, burn 1 on play. And then it is an on reverse, pay 2 restander. On the split.
On the 3K. Split climax? Yeah.
Yep, 3k, 1 soul. You can only give it to 2. But then the other thing that's in that deck, so that Komako that's in the back row that gets that marker, you play this Kazuma that bonds to the 2-4 Forbidden Weapon event. Forbidden Weapon is a 2-4 event. It just goes to memory, but you can play you can pay for the you can pay some of the stock with those markers in the back row.
Yeah.
So that you can play it cheaper, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, you pay 2, take the event out of memory, put it into waiting room, fix the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck from waiting room, and burn 5.
Ah. Do you have a deck profile of that up or not yet?
I have a deck profile that's very, very close to that. It was from a couple years ago. It's from a couple years ago, so I don't think it's exactly the same. Let me see.
We do have some questions in chat. Mm-hmm. Manny asked, "What's a Ricky?"
What's a Ricky? A Ricky is a card that either on play or on death, usually on play. It is a pay 1, clock yourself, usually either from deck or from waiting room, but never from hand. So it's pay 1, put a card from either deck or waiting room into your clock. You then search your deck, usually. Some of them are salvaged, but usually it is search your deck for a level 1 or lower character. The crucial elements are pay 1, clock self to get a level 1 or lower character, usually out of your deck. It is most useful on turn 2 as a way to set up a level 1 combo, because you can do it without having to ditch a card from your hand. It is a pay 1 plus, because clocking is not worth the same as a ditch. So clocking is less bad than ditching, especially in the early game. So that's the value.
That's like the most like realist answer that I could have never given that like scholarly answer in my life.
I have spent way too much time in my life arguing if a hot dog is a sandwich or not, so don't mind.
Earthweave and Fire asks, when are y'all going to rename the Clock Tower podcast to the Clock Tua podcast?
Well, that is not happening.
Never?
Nope. That never happened. Nope, never.
All right, so Brandon Smith, I think I've know them. Which one is higher on the tier list post-ban, 7 Deadly Sins or SBY?
I think it is. I think it's SDS. I think it's SDS.
What's SBY? I'm drawing a huge blank on that.
Bunny Girl.
Oh, I thought it was 7 Deadly Yins, but I guess not.
No.
my bad.
I think that good players will be able to compensate for the Elizabeth hit. I think they'll still be able to fix for it, still get 2 Elizabeth in the back row so they can continue to do the plussing engine. And I don't think that in SBY, like if you lose the third finisher lane, that is a loss. Like you can replace it with the restander, and the restander I think is very good. And I think that it only loses probably 10 to 15% of its finisher potency. I think it's still a very potent finisher, but in a finisher that's already pretty wild, like it's not as consistent at closing from 3-0 as you would think. It still fails about 25 to 30% of the time, regardless of compression, to close from 3-0. And I think that having the restander in there instead of that third lane is going to bring that consistency down a little bit. It's not. I would have pause about taking a deck to a singles regional that is only going to finish my opponent from 3-0 about 65 to 70% of the time. Whereas in SDS, I know what I'm getting, and if you play a little bit better, I think, like if you tweak the list a little bit to compensate for the fact that you are going to need to spend more resources to make sure you get that second Elizabeth down early in the game, I think that you can compensate for that, and you can play what is relatively a normal game. That's my take.
That's a pretty solid take.
Although both of them are still very viable, both of them are still extremely good, but both of them are going to require the player to play better. Same with the Gura ban. It requires the player to play that little bit better.
Brandon Smith asked, what Weiss profile is your favorite?
What Weiss profile is my favorite? You know what? I think the real answer to that, as much as I would love to just say it's Illilu, because Illilu, I love that card, and I don't think they'll ever print it again because of how crazy that finisher actually is. I just really like a good coin flip, man.
A coin flip?
I just really like a good coin flip. Like, there's a card in Dragon Maid that I really, really like. It's the red 2K coin flip. And I like it for a couple of reasons. One, it's a coin flip. But two, how the coin flip procs is really interesting because it doesn't proc until the beginning of your opponent's attack phase. You mill a card, so it's a mill 1 in deck 1. We love mill in deck 1. If you mill a level 2 or lower character, which is like 2/3 of Dragon Maid, because you're playing like 23 zeros in that list. So you have like a 65% chance for that card to be a hit. right? If it's a level 2 or lower character, it jumps back into your hand when it's fronted. So that means that your opponent is going to front it, especially because they have to present the clearance, right? So they're going to front it, then it jumps back into your hand, so you don't give them the open lane early, you don't give them that extra bit of damage. Like, I love that. That's such a fun, good coin flip profile. But yeah, I just like a coin flip. I lean into coin flips a lot. I think they're really nice. Like, you just find the coin flip that works best with your list, that has the most hits in it.
Yeah.
And you just run with it. I love it. Maybe that's a weakness on my part. I don't know. All I know is that I end up having 9-card hands a lot when I go to my level 1 combo.
Earthweep and Fire asked, if you could design any card for Dragon Maid, what would it do?
If I could design any card for Dragon Maid, I want a stock healer so bad. If I could get any card in Dragon Maid, it would be a stock healer. Easy. 4 or more... Like, give me Suisei. Literally, just take Suisei and throw Toru on it and make it not blue, and I'll play it. Immediately.
Yeah.
Like, that solves the biggest problem in Dragon Maid, which is that you don't have a good healer. If you play there's only one healer in Dragon Maid that you can squeeze in with color, and it's a pay 2, you don't get the stock back, and you need to resonate the Brainstormer in your hand, so you need to carry an extra Brainstormer in your hand the whole time, and that Brainstormer is less good than the Kana. The Kana is strictly better because it's a 5-card Brainstormer when you first play it, because you get to top check 1. Like, it messes with the whole engine to try to play the healer. I don't like it. It also messes with your stock, because you need a lot of stock for Ilalu. Like, give me a stock healer, please, please, please. Print it as a promo, and I will be the happiest person in the world, Bushiroad. Like, just give me a out-of-nowhere Dragon Maid promo that is a stock healer. I will pay any number of dollars for it.
So here's the last question. See if you could answer it in one word. But is a taco a sandwich?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay. So with that, everyone, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you, Colton, for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Where can people follow you?
Well, Clock Tower Weiss Schwarz on YouTube is where we make stuff. If you want to follow me personally, at by Colton Wesley on Twitter. It's mostly shaking my fist at the universe these days. So maybe if you aren't looking for a downer, don't go follow me there. But I tweet a lot about sports. Sometimes about politics, occasionally about card games. Yeah, so if you really want to follow me there, then by Colton Wesley over on Twitter. I have the Astolfo avatar. But yeah, like, oh, go watch that Burn 5 video. I'd really like more people to watch it. I worked so hard on that thing.
I'll go put it on the big TV right now.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much. You two are doing an incredible work for the Weiss Schwarz community. If I ever do have a question about the game, or if I'm like, what is the meta looking like, I always go to you guys as a resource. You're doing an invaluable job, and I really, really do appreciate what you do for the community.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very nice of you, and I appreciate what you've got going on over here. I like the levity and the joy that you bring to the game. As someone who's like grinding for worlds all the time, you have to remember that this game is fun, and you are very good at remembering that the game is fun.
Oh,
and I
thank
like
you.
Talking with you about the game is really, really fun, because you bring out, like, I'm smiling over here all the time when we talk about the game, because you like bring out the part of me that remembers that this game is fun.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that levity that you bring to conversations about what can be a very, grindy topic.
Yeah.
Competitive card. So I appreciate that.
Does this mean we're bringing back the Weiss line?
Weiss line? You mean card talk? You mean deck support? Do you mean love line for your waifu? Do you mean Weiss line?
Hey, I'm down.
And Colton from the Clock Tower? Heck yeah! Let's bring that back. That show was fun. I enjoyed
that was really fun. That was really fun. All right, we'll bring it back. I'll hit you up on Discord.
Yeah. Sick. Let's run that back. That was a lot of fun.
All right, thank you everyone for watching. Go subscribe to the Clock Tower. But if you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed to them. All right, take care everyone. Peace.
Trans rights.
Oh yeah, trans rights are human rights.